Welcome to the Studying Brew episode 1122, 1122, if you like it that way. Tonight is Test Taking Techniques Tuesday. We're so happy to have all of you here. Tonight is the night for all the people who don't care to know any content, because tonight we're going to show you how to get answers without any content, so to speak. Right, Brandy? Are you good?
Yes, can you hear me?
I can hear you just fine. Guess we're going to do this right.
Okay, all right, go ahead.
We good? Can everybody hear Brandy?
Okay.
Okay.
I can't hear you.
Can I start over?
No, go.
You can't hear me? Can they hear me?
I can hear you.
I don't even know why I try. I don't even know why I try. I swear. Brandy, we ready? Yeah, we're ready. I can hear that. Yeah, I'm good. Let's go.
I
Minute and a half in.
oh, got you.
Minute and a half in.
Let's go.
Here we are. All right. I was on a roll. Take two. All right, everybody. Welcome to the Studying Brew, episode 1122. Now that Brandy.
I love it. Go.
Test Taking Techniques Tuesday, everybody. Just gonna get through this. Test Taking Techniques Tuesday. Yeah, I totally lost my enthusiasm. No, Test Taking Techniques Tuesday. It is the night where if you don't know anything, more importantly, if you have ADD like somebody I know, or ADHD like somebody I know, and it's almost nearly impossible to you know, stay focused, stay locked in. It's a thing.
Telling me.
It's a thing. Telling me it's my life. By the way, my name is Andy. I'm the guy that runs the back office over here. Is just trying to keep to the thing. But you're not here for me and my struggles. You're here for Brandy. She's got her Series 6 and her struggles. She got her Series 6, 63, 26, and 65, and her Series 7, which makes her more than qualified to teach. Like, you're not even on attention right now. This is gonna be a great night. You're not even locked in at all. I don't know how we're gonna get through this, guys.
I'm listening.
We're gonna do this. This is. I feel like the gas is on somewhere in the house or something.
I should not have got a venti. It's all.
Woo!
It was the iced hazelnut shaken oat milk espresso. That's what I had.
I didn't have any of that, as you could tell. I had none of that. I should have came loaded too. All right, everybody. Let's just get to it. Sometimes you're gonna have days like this. It's just like you can't pay attention. You can't stay focused. Guys, learning these techniques and strategies will help you get through it, because there's going to be times where you're in the exam and you probably shouldn't have had the quart of Red Bull before entering the exam room. And I did just say that, quart, because some of y'all like it a little bit stronger and a little bit more than others. And you know the energy's a little high. You're going to get getting through those jitters, and it's crazy. Even though you're all caffeined out, somehow the exam puts you to sleep anyway, and you can't focus, and you're nervous, and everything's going, and some of the questions aren't making sense. And guess what? That's where the techniques come in. That's where you're gonna guess anyway. You might as well make it a technique guess. You
Mhm.
might be the strategy or technique guess that you might want to go at. It might be the best way to get that answer, and you would have guessed anyway, and you would have got it wrong.
True.
Right?
That's
That's how Brandy got through the 65 and the 7. Without, and then we talked about it the last night, without her going through the 26 and all the struggles, she would never put the 65 and 7 together. It just was not making sense, especially when you have really bad attention deficit disorder. I know some people are popular on saying that on TikTok and all the social medias, right? There's like a million videos and people are like, all of a sudden, everybody has ADD. There's some people that really, really have it bad.
Hi, my name is Brandy.
Yeah. And she is not a recovering ADD addict. No, no, seriously, and it's difficult. And when she was faced with the 65, and she got the book from a provider called Snaplin, let's just keep it to that. I'm not going to call them out, but you know, when she got that book, it was like, oh boy, that's a that's a book. That's a lot.
It's War and Peace.
And there's a lot of people on here that have seen it. It's a lot. You could literally put it under your children and boost them up so they can reach the dinner table. It's a lot. And that just wasn't happening.
I tried.
Not to mention the Series 7, which was a 6 hour exam with a lunch break. It's a lot. So there was no way that was going to happen.
No.
So she went ahead and discovered a way to get through these. And we teach people these techniques and we teach them these skills on Mondays and Fridays. And we do it all throughout the week and we apply it. And we don't only just teach, Brandy doesn't just teach you the content, but she also teaches you how to get to that right answer when you don't know either, the technique and how they might ask it and how you could get to it, and how you can remember it. So just really simplifying it in every which way. And if you haven't checked this out and you haven't got onto our content, like someone said, hey, I thought you were another one of these people. There's another lady that does this kind of stuff, right? I thought that was like exactly like that. No, it's nothing like anybody else. It's nothing like anyone else out there, period. Nobody does what we do ever. They copy and modify whatever we have done, what they think is the most successful part of our program, which isn't. It's the application. It's teaching you how to take apart these exams and really dismember them so they're not big and scary. They're not intimidating, and really taking it down to the point where it's really easy and digestible. And shoot, if you don't even know it, we'll give you a way to get around it. Guys, we do that all week long. Course videos and all the course stuff is almost secondary to everything that we do. Check out our programs. We got the course videos, we got live exam sessions, all member sessions, we got small group tutoring, we got one-on-one tutoring daily, accountability if you need it, books for sale, SIE 6, 63, 26, 65. We got it all. Kona community on the Discord. Some people like to post up there, post their questions, get help with it. Brandy will answer their messages direct sometimes. It just depends what time of day and when we're doing, right?
Andy witnessed the 4 sessions today.
It was a lot today. Today there was a lot. But it was worth it.
It was fun.
But it was a lot today. 951-290-3077. Give us a call, give us a text, scan the QR code, hit the links. We got Instagram. And nobody does it like we do it.
That is true.
All right, we got going on tomorrow. Tomorrow is a reminder, we do not have day sessions, but we will be back for the studying brew at night. And if you're a member, it doesn't matter. There is so many videos to get caught up on. I know I just dropped 2 replays for the SIE and 6. They're actually interchangeable. They're both for the SIE and they're both for the 6. There's a part 1 and part 2, so you can watch that. So if you weren't on, you can catch those replays, take notes on it. It's one of the most important things about the SIE and 6, which is types of accounts, which kind of follows you everywhere.
Yeah. It does.
So that was a really good one. And then we also have the Monday replay that's going to drop tomorrow morning. So we have a lot of things that you guys can get caught up on and watch. And the Monday was a really good one too, right? Monday?
Of course.
What was Monday about, Brandy? Here's that ADD.
It was about, no, I'm thinking, but I had to remember what it was about.
Okay.
It's about using your quizzes and taking notes and retention. I don't know. I can't remember, but it was something like that. I remember it was really good though.
There you go.
I swear it was really good. I liked it.
It was good. So you can catch mapping it out.
Yes.
Michelle was there.
Coming in clutch.
Thanks, Michelle. All there. And if you want to know more about it, it's in the description, actually.
I was there.
There's more in the description. But take notes. We got a lot going on.
Yeah.
All right. If you're not following us on Instagram, I tell you what, I wish you would, because when they let me know and they give me a picture, guess what, Brandy?
What's up?
I add another one to the Kona Hall of Fame because we just added another one. We got a passer! Congratulations to our newest SIE passer.
Yes.
You gonna say it?
Ziad Massoud.
I always thought you were gonna do it. You were all practicing earlier. She said it a lot. She said it really loud and fast. I thought she was gonna go for it. Ziad Massoud! Congratulations on passing the SIE. It is a family tradition with the Massouds. I lost count. I almost put that as the song for his pass notice, family tradition.
Yes.
But I think it would go over people's head.
Yeah.
I'm not kidding. It's probably like, I don't know, like the 4th or 5th within the family.
No, more. I don't know. Yeah,
His sister,
sister,
his mom,
mom,
uncle,
uncle. Um,
no,
working on,
two uncles, two cousins.
yeah, it's a lot. It's a lot. The only it's just not his dad because he was licensed when we joined.
Right. Yeah, his dad was already
Yeah,
licensed.
yeah.
But ever since then we've been on a roll helping up the whole family in some
Yes.
way or another. So congratulations on the newest Masood
His aunt.
getting the next, yeah, his aunt got fully licensed with us.
Yeah.
And getting that next pass notice. He already got the 63.
Yes.
We're on this SIE.
Yes.
And what did he say that helped him out the most? I'm sorry, I should have had my notes ready. He said, I know he said, thank you, Brandy.
Yes, he did.
You guys are amazing. But what he said, what helped him the most, and it was the most important, is thank you so much, Brandy, and I appreciate it. Honestly, you guys helped me a lot from your test taking techniques to some of the help you gave me. And the biggest thing was just eliminating the wrong answers immediately and bringing it down to a 50-50 and making it easier on me.
Yes.
That was it. And that could be the difference of everything is just getting to that 50-50, like we say. And a lot of it is the test taking techniques. That's coincidentally, that's what we're going to do tonight.
Yes, absolutely.
And I also know that he was getting confused.
Yes.
I know if I tell you what it is, it's going to be controversial, but there was like differences in different answers between Q banks he was using,
Yes.
and someone else told him to use something else to help out, and that was even different.
A little AI.
A little AI friend, Brandy calls him Charlie.
Hmm.
But uh, all of them had different answers, and they were all wrong.
Yeah.
All three were wrong.
Yeah.
Brandy was right.
Yeah.
Why do we say that Brandy was right? Because we have amazing egos? No. Because she looked it up on FINRA and NASA. She's the only one that does that. And guys, even the AI is not the right, most reliable choice when it comes to like getting help with this stuff because AI is only using what's available on the internet and it doesn't decipher between what is tested and what is real world. And sometimes those things do not line up.
Correct.
A lot of times it does not line up.
Yeah.
There is a difference between what is going to be tested and real world. And you would think there wouldn't be, but there is. There's a huge difference.
There is.
So that was really helpful for him because I know he texted last minute and he's like, dude, I am so lost because there's like so many different conflicting answers and I don't know what is right anymore.
Yes.
And Brandy was like, dude,
I got you.
I got you. Here it is. And that's it. If you're not on our Discord, if you're not on all those things that we have accessible to you and you haven't scanned the QR code and you haven't got into like Brandy's DMs on the Discord, you need to because these are situations that you might need her to decipher all this great stuff so that way you too get the right answers that are being asked. And no, it's not an easy way to do it is through the AI because a lot of times Brandy is actually putting together some videos and she's gathering evidence to show people how it's not a great way for you to study for this stuff because it does have a differential between what is tested and what is in the real world, and you could get really
It,
those paths mixed up.
it just gets bogged down in the details and it's disconnected sometimes. And so we gotta go with test world information.
Yeah, and we know, we also know this that doesn't work in a lot of different exams because there was a kid in our kids class who literally used chat for a math test on their final and got a 20%.
Yeah.
And it did the whole exam for her and she got a 20%.
Yeah.
Everybody else got way higher scores
Correct.
because what is tested and what is out in the real world on the web doesn't necessarily mean right,
Correct.
even on math,
Even on
which is crazy. So you
numbers.
got to be really careful.
Right.
So he was careful. He's like, I'm just going to do what the family does, call Brandy.
Exactly.
And he was able to get those techniques, got it done. On to the next.
Easy.
Let's go get the next one, Series 6, and then you are fully licensed. The next Massoud on the license.
The next Massoud on broker check.
Yes, the next Massoud on broker check. Next RVP already in the making. Awesomeness. All right, ready to go?
Yes.
Because it's not the next Massoud. It's about you. It's about you and getting this done so you can get those test taking techniques so you can get a score and you can get a pass. Let's do it. Test taking techniques Tuesday. We got rules of test taking techniques Tuesday. Rule number one, you're not allowed to ask what exam did that question come from. Right off the bat, some people get really caught up in like, oh, is this a SIE question? Am I going to be tested on this? Should I know this? Look, if we have it on the screen, you should know the technique. I'll just make it simple for you. Don't get caught up in if it's like on your exam specifically. These techniques and strategies can help you across the board on helping you get to a right answer on any multiple choice exam. Like I said, our kids learn this stuff for high school and their chemistry tests or whatever it is. When they don't know stuff on exams, more times than not, they're right. A lot of times people think we're cheating, they're cheating, and they're not. And we teach the teachers that. And then they're like, oh my gosh, this is amazing. How come you guys don't teach schools this? And we're like, oh my gosh, I wish we would because I would charge a lot.
Sign me up.
Get some of that taxpayer money. Sorry, guys. Spoke out loud.
Yeah.
Anyways, no, seriously, it doesn't matter. So, and how do we get good at anything? We practice. We want you to go get a 10-question flash quiz, 10 minutes. That's it. 10 minutes, 10 questions, 1 minute of thought. That doesn't seem like a lot because we don't want you to think a lot. We want you to use techniques. It is a drill. It is a skill. You need to practice it so that way you can have it. Look, it doesn't matter if it works 99% of the time. It doesn't matter if you only get a 20%, a 10%, or even a 15% on that quiz. If this adds 15% to your score onto what you're already getting, most of you are going, well, wow, that would be a pass notice for me. Yes, exactly. Did you get a 67 on the last test and you didn't use us? There you go.
There you go. There you go.
All you needed was 5% of this to work.
This is your boost.
There's your boost. There's your edge. There you go. So let's get to it. Let's go.
Let's go. Sorry.
Told you this is going to be a night.
No, it's not.
I would say A just because it's 2 words and it's different from all the other ones. The other rest are all acronyms.
Look, I know that sometimes if especially if you're brand new to seeing these things, or like just this whole idea of these test taking techniques, yes, guys, it could be as simple as A is the only one that's not an acronym, or it's the fact that it's got the 2 words, and that is literally the answer because we're talking about not purchased in secondary market, the private placement. See what I'm saying? I mean, like one time I'm going to do this where I'm going to back this up with content, but we don't need it, to be honest.
Don't need it.
No.
Don't need it.
Yeah. Now you're like, okay, but that's cool. That's like a short, right? It's really short.
Randy, what about these long answers?
Okay, so I was looking at this and I said, okay, I got a must, a can, the rights, and can, and this is usually like not true, right? We've talked about Mona, we talked about must, only, never, and always, usually not true, right? And so I'm like, okay, well, maybe this is the answer. And then I looked and it says not true. Oops, it says not true in capital letters right there. And then I just clicked on A and it was the answer. And if you guys look, it's your viewpoint. Look at this. Your eyes can naturally see that.
She read nothing else.
No, I didn't.
She didn't read the question like most of you are doing anyway.
Yeah.
Even though we're trying to teach you a technique, you're reading that question, you're seeing if you can get it right with the answers. Like, you're not learning a skill set if you're doing that.
Now, again, I feel like we need to preface, no, because we've already done 2 questions. We need to disclaim this simple fact is this. If you are practicing if you're practicing the real exam or on the real exam, should you double check that, make sure that that is the right answer? 100%. Yes, you should. Yes, you should. But when you're pinched for time, if you're going to, like Andy said earlier, if you're just going to guess anyways, guys, use these techniques because most of the time you're going to be right on a pure 100% guess.
Like, you don't know what you're doing anyway?
Just go.
You don't know what it is anyway? Do that.
Look, I said this in small group today, and I'm going to say it for you guys.
If you're like JC Barrios and you're like, this is all English to me and I don't get it, do it anyway.
Do it anyways. Look, I could take a 10-question quiz.
Love you, man.
And I could answer all 10 questions with techniques. The next 10-question quiz I take, I can only maybe answer 5 questions purely technique. That's 15 out of 20 questions. If you think about that you're answering with not thinking about content. That's huge.
Yep. Sarah just said that's a great idea.
I'm just saying, try it.
She's like, I zoned out a long time ago.
Exactly. Just try it. All right. So I've got broker-dealers in violation. dealers in violation. Those are the two that are similar. So now I just have to look at something that's free or something that's failing to make a legit. But by the way, guys, if you see bona fide, it doesn't mean
Bona
legit. It's
Bona.
Kentucky Fried Chicken.
It's Kentucky Fried Chicken. Dude, if you're old enough to remember the bona fide in the commercial for KFC, that is legit.
But let's talk about the word offering.
Because apparently that's what they say in Kentucky.
Yeah.
This is a bona fide offer.
Bona fide. I don't know why, but whatever. So I look at this long question. Long question. Now, sometimes I'll tell you guys, go back here, right? You just read that last statement and the statement says true. Still doesn't help us. Most of the time, though, I'm going to be legit. Most of the time, that can probably help you answer the question. But no, we got to go a little bit further. So I got a dealer, syndicate, new issue, believes it has an opportunity. Ooh, that's a huge word right there, by the way. To make a profit by retaining some of the stock. You can't keep that and then later selling it. No, dude, you can't do that. That is failing to make a legit offering because you're keeping some of it. No, you
Yeah, you're like holding some of it back. You're like, look, it's not all.
You can't do that. Hey, yeah, I'm supposed to sell 2,000 shares, but I only sold 1,500. I'm keeping some back stock.
No, you can't
dude,
do
you
that.
can't do that. Can't do that. And that has nothing to do with free.
You know why?
Because you're gonna sell it.
That's not bona fide.
That's not bona fide. Bona fide. Anyways,
That's Civil War language.
dude, I know your age when you go like this. I have never heard of bona fide. Bona fide. I've never heard of what is that? I'm like, oh man, this is a young person that I'm talking to right now.
Yeah.
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 Gotcha.
Well, there's in their defense, there's not a lot of people walking around using Civil War vocabulary these days.
Yeah. And guys, I've
Just
seen,
saying.
and it must be from when these rules were written in the 30s, because in all seriousness, I've seen these in multiple question banks being called bona fide instead of legit.
That's a cat's pajamas.
Yeah.
That's the bee's knees right
That's
there.
the cat's meow. Okay, sorry. All right, I got partnership agreement, articles of incorporation, which means this is going to be some sort of corporation.
Yep.
I got partnership again, but this one is limited. And then I got some subscription agreement. Like, do I get a magazine
Nah, you get into Patreon.
or a
And
newspaper?
you get that KonaButterflyz.
Jim?
Check out our options. Scan the QR code.
Patreon,
Get on there.
right?
Get yourself a study program.
Yes. So I could either, actually, this was a question earlier today in a member session. What if you see agreement and agreement, but you also see the partnership and the partnership? Which one do you go by?
Oh, you go to C, double dip.
Oh, shoot. No, sorry.
You have one in A2.
Sorry, I circled this one. I shouldn't have circled that. There, look.
Okay,
see?
now A is the double dip. Now I get it.
A is the double dip. You're right. Oh, I didn't even notice it was a double dip, but I was focusing more on the fact that the question said limited partnership.
Right.
Limited partnership. I feel like partnership agreements are there if you have like a full legit.
Well, this is where we're coming with the question and just like verifying. Because if you did the double dip without reading the question, you would have got it wrong.
Right.
But then you read the question, you see limited, and you see limited in the C, boom. It's just connect the dots.
It's the answer's in the question. Perfect. It's the more direct key connection.
She speaks Spanish. She said "que."
I'm so used to her typing in shorthand that I know exactly what she says. Oh, that's funny.
She's from Los Angeles. She said "que."
Okay. Got it. So just like A, that it was the only one that had two. I mean, I'm sorry, just like A. Just like one.
Right.
Where A had the two words,
Got it.
not the acronym.
Right.
This one is only one word.
Correct.
See, only one word.
The Custodian.
The Custodian.
The movie coming out in July.
By the way, the is a word, but doesn't count in this. And then it says safekeeping, and to me that it sounds like custodian, so confirmed.
Done.
Confirmed.
Look, we could go into content as to why that all is, but this is Test Taking Techniques Tuesday.
Yeah.
The main thing that you needed to look at, if you were going to guess this one anyway, is that it stuck out that it's only two words on there. The other ones had more.
There you go.
That's it.
Yeah. Yeah.
You're going to guess? Why not?
Why not? Why not? Ooh, so I was looking at this. And I was like, ooh, here's a number.
No, I'm kidding.
And then I see only.
Yeah.
right? And so I'm like, okay, well, didn't we say in the must, like this is usually not true,
Right.
right? And then I saw that and I'm like, okay, so it's either the number or it's the only, right?
Mm.
So I look here and it says true, and I'm like, oh, it's A,
Right. But that might be a trick.
except. What's true
That's the
except?
trick.
Not true. True except, guys, is equal, oops, true except is equal to not true. Didn't we say that not true is that only? Boom.
Boom. That's it.
Boom.
Roxanne, you are a member. I will send you some videos and it'll help you out with that because it's not always the different one, but you're gonna learn all the great stuff of like ohms and you will observe and then you'll start to know when to use it and when not to use it.
Right. Like this one, I could say that A was different because it's the only one with a number,
Right.
but this was a true except.
Or you could have said C is different because it only had a very short, it was the only one, it was a really short answer.
Right.
But the true thing about it all that you needed to notice in this one, of all the techniques, is that it had the only, which was the Mona,
Yes.
and we were looking for something that was not true because it was an accept.
True
So
except.
that's why we chose this technique out of everything else, is because we were looking for an accept, which was the not true. The not true technique is the B.
Yes.
That's why.
What he said. Yes. Oh, that was it.
That was it.
Aw.
See what happens when we're having so much fun.
Aw. That was all six
We're having
questions.
so much fun on ADD night. I mean, test taking techniques night. And Brandy's all hopped up on caffeine at 10 o'clock at night. All righty. Well, that was a lot of fun. And I know I said that to Roxanne about like, learning the stuff and the OMs and all this great stuff, guys. It's truly, we do this Monday through Friday for the members, and we really do go deep into this. On the free, we don't necessarily do that because it's free. You know what I mean? You're going to give your all to the people who are paying. That's just the way it is, and you guys can all understand that. And if you're paying for something, you're like, no, I want all the stuff that I need, like the extra.
I
That's
want the
why I'm paying.
sprinkles and the whipped cream.
Right. I want the venti. I don't want the free cup. This is
Light ice.
and we go into it in real detail. So if you are a little bit like, I wish I knew more about this, or I want to do this more, look, you can piece this together with all the free videos and everything that we do, and you could probably get yourself a nice little pass notice just doing the free. There's been people that took advantage of it. I know, like Denise Davis, right? She wasn't signed up completely as a member when she passed her 26, and she was able to learn some techniques, and she grabbed, some things from us, and she was able to piece together a 26 pass.
Yeah.
And that's all she needed. And that's great.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
But for some of us, we need to learn more about this stuff and get involved more. And I said that about Denise. She went ahead and she went on to the 65 and now is a member, and she's learning all the stuff that she needs to know for the 65, and it's helping her accelerate through the program. Guys, there's many ways to do Kona. There's many different ways that we have available. We just make so many different options available because so many of you are in different situations and have different needs, and we try to do our best to meet as many of those needs as we possibly can. And some people are like, well, why do you have this and why do we have that? We're trying to accommodate as many of you as you can, and being a mom and pop, we do our best.
Yes.
But whatever it is, just reach out and ask. I don't have a problem with to having a conversation. Brandy doesn't either, and we'll see what we can do to help you out. We really want you all to get pass notices, because if you guys pass, that means more of a community is getting help. More people are getting out there and getting licensed that probably shouldn't, because based on they didn't think they could because of their educational backgrounds, or they didn't believe in themselves in passing exams. And now all of a sudden they can, and these great people are now going to have the licenses to go help communities for the greater good. So that is our real mission. So if it feels like you need some help or you need some explaining, don't fear. Just reach out, scan the QR code, get that link, whatever it is. My phone number's in there. You reach out to Brandy on the Discord, which is free to join, and you can message her direct. However it is, just get in there and ask. I promise you, we'll get back to you. Brandy, ADD, no talent. All right. Anyways, thank you so much for being here. Thank you all for. We'll have no member sessions tomorrow. Tomorrow you can get caught up in all those member videos, but what I'm going to say is We'll be back for the Studying Brew, same bat time, same bat channel. So stay safe out there. Wash your hands. Don't touch your face. Don't touch your friend's face. That's all I know. And keep the positive mental attitude. PM, everybody. Have a great night.
Thank you all so much for being on. We so super appreciate you. Practice these techniques in your quizzes. We will see you guys tomorrow night. Have a great one.